Welcome back to Dork Points, everybody. This is Ron, and I'm counting down. It's a special list. It's 10 games I played and then immediately deleted. Obviously, this is first on the list. Carmageddon Max Damage. I heard the PS1 or 2 version was unplayable. This is also, it's pretty shitty. Your car slips and slides like you're driving on ice. I don't know if you need to upgrade your car or whatever, but there's a system. You have to destroy 5 cars. You have to kill 780 people. If you look up top there's your stats. And then you have to complete 5 laps total. So I've killed 1 of 5 cars. I've killed 8 of 780 people. And I've completed 2 of the 5 laps. This is supposed to be, I think, Death Race 2000 the game. But your car is mostly super slick and undrivable, and it's just an unpleasant experience all the way through. Except for, killing... even that's unpleasant. Whatever. Alright, moving on to... And I'm going to say this wrong. Sign Mora X. Now, all these games that I'm going to talk about were mostly free on the PS Extra, and some of them were the monthly free games on the PS Plus. Sign Mora X was a free game for the PS Extra, and it's a side-scrolling shooter. Reminds me a lot of Steel Empire, and I think my friend Eric would love this game. The problem with this game is there's a timing counter. If you can see those red numbers at the very top of the screen, they're counting down the time. So every time you get damaged, you lose time. I know that sounds confusing. And yes, to a certain degree, the game is confusing. Just like with Carmageddon Max Damage, this game doesn't explain itself straightforward. It doesn't give you the tools to beat the game. And that's the problem. Alright, moving on to Curse of the Dead Gods. This is a roguelike dungeon crawler, and it's pretty good. It's okay. I would put it up there with, what is it, Gauntlet Slayer Edition. I like that game a lot, and this reminds me of that. It has that look, also Diablo maybe, but the problem is there's no save points, so you just go through the dungeon, and then if you want to save, you can save before you go to the next part, and you can return home. But unlike Gauntlet Slayer Edition, if you beat a level, you go home, that level's saved, and you proceed further. Whereas with this, once you die, you go back to the beginning, as it is. It's alright. Alright. I apologize for this one. I know a lot of people talk about this game greatly. These are just not my style of games, and I would say most of this list, except for Carmageddon, fuck that game. But most of this list is just games that I don't entirely dig. I don't like the roguelikes or the Metroidvanias. They're tough. They're hard. I enjoyed the visuals of this game, and it made me very excited. But at the same time, I played it up to a certain point. I think it was a big boss fight at the end of the actual first level after you do all this stuff. And I just realized how hard and big this game was going to be, and I just said, no, it's just not my style, unfortunately. Speaking of things that are not my style, and also things like Carmageddon and the other game, the tutorial, this is supposed to be the tutorial, and the tutorial is broken. I like the visuals of this game. It reminds me of Outer Wilds. I really enjoy everything, and I wanted to like it, but there's these obvious points where there's just dirt surrounded by harder fragments, and your first goal in the game is to dig 20 gold. But surrounded by the dirt fragments is this stuff that looks like gold. So I keep digging at it, and that's not gold. So I got lost. I got turned upside down. I was digging tunnels everywhere. I spent an hour and a half in this game. I didn't get a trophy. I didn't do anything. I didn't dig any gold. It was completely confusing. Lead me by the hand, please. All right. Tricky Towers. Now, this one, the game is pretty clear. It is loose Tetris, like Tetris in the real world where gravity affects everything. And I played about 12 or 13 levels, and I got pretty far, and I enjoyed what I played. But then I got to this point where you're playing against this guy, and this is in single player, not multiplayer, mind you. But in single player, I was playing against this guy on level 12 or 13, and he has this magic power to like put your bricks in a bubble and mess you up. And on this recording of what I'm playing right now, I'm not doing very well anyway, but I have not been able to proceed. And again, I guess I gotta explain that I did not immediately delete this, but I played this for 2 days. And the first day I got through all the levels up until here. And then the second day I played this and just got destroyed. And then I said, you know what? No, I'm good. Whatever. Alright, moving on to this game. I just played once. I played it for maybe 30, 40 minutes and then immediately deleted it. Absolutely, 100%. It's Monster Energy Motocross. Bruh. The game is... it's okay. The problem with this game is that all the controls seem to work against you. So when you need to brake, you can't brake too hard. When you need to accelerate, you can't accelerate too hard. When you need to take a corner, you can't take the corner too hard. It's a game that works backwards with logic. I presume some people like it. Alright, moving on to Grip. Grip is another racing game, and I was very excited to play this. It reminded me a lot of, that game, Wipeout. I was very excited that this would be my new Wipeout, and it was for a little while. For the first 3 tiers, I did pretty well. So every tier of the game has 3 races in it. So to progress, you gotta beat certain things or achieve certain goals. Each race within the 3 races in that tier to progress. So I got to the 4th tier, and this is what happened. Basically, the game was trying to destroy me. Look at this crap. So the levels now, by tier 4, the levels are built to destroy you, to punish you, to break you, because I crashed once, and if you look up top in the center, it says pose, position, 10 out of 10. So I'm already in 10th place from one mistake. I started out at first, and I'm already in 10th place. Fuck you. Alright, moving on to Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. This one is free to play. Totally free to play. It's not on PS Plus. It's not on PS Extra. It's totally free to play. And it's a multiplayer game. You jump on it. It's okay. I didn't hate it, but the problem was I did the tutorial, and Odie was online with me, and we were going to do a game together. But then I did the tutorial, and then it just sent me into an online game. And he's like, oh, yeah, you got to play the online game before you can play with me. And I spent 2 fucking hours in that game bringing life totems back and forth, and then the other player did too. And we're just dying and reviving each other. It was awful. It was awful. All right, I'm sorry about this one, but Neo, this is on the PS Extra, and Neo 2 just came free to play on PS Plus, which I'm very excited about. I've wanted to play both of these games, but they are a Souls-like, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to play it again, but I didn't immediately delete it, and I have to be honest, it's not deleted now. It's just kind of sitting in my list of games. But I have played this section straight for 3 or 4 days. And I just gotta give up. Like, I'm not, the beginning of all these Souls-like games, they really try to break it. And I know some people don't agree with it, but God, I don't know. I suck. I wish there was some kind of difficulty setting. I know that's the point. Your life has ended. Please play the game again. It's been... Come on. Alright, speaking of Souls-like games, Mortal Shell. Yeah, I played that for 5 minutes. And Roller Champions, that game just sucks. I played that for maybe 5 minutes. Just the tutorial, and I was done. And Descenders, as I have stated in a previous video, fuck that game. And that's all for now. Thank you guys for watching. I guess Dork Points fully earned. There they are. Alright, good night.